This week on the show, we're featuring chrome diopside, 4 jokes, Sapphire under the microscope cam, that vending machine I was talking about last week on Why'd I Buy That? And if you came here, you're on the right path. A marmot was seen tunneling into a local bar, claiming that he wanted to go for a drink. Let's start the show. Okay, no guarantees on this being the beginning of this piece. I think this is the piece. I do have the middle piece. I can show you from the middle of the stone forward, but the middle video was from 2018. This is a very old stone. This stuff hasn't been for sale for a long time, and as soon as I'm like, alright, finally gotta finish one and give it to somebody, it comes for sale. How cool is that? So, we got more of it so we can cut more of it, but anyway, I'm not as afraid to cut it because any little mistake doesn't amount to as much problem. Kind of excited. It's a nice stone. I like chrome diopside. It's beautiful color. Makes for a beautiful piece. It is very, very hard. It does not want to polish. It's layery. It's got layers, kind of like a feldspar. And it cuts a little easier down the layer edges than it does on the face. Man, them face cleaves, they do not cut easily at all. Thank you, and welcome to the show. Let's try to make it a great week. Just like David, Colette, Benny, Loco, and Kiwi. Let me fire up the chat bot. Colette says it starts out kinda ugly compared to it cut. I greatly appreciate the compliment, and so does the stone. Not sure if this is the piece or not. I mean, this looks like 2 pieces that got split. But it kind of gives you an idea of what it starts out like. It's a dark stone, but it's not anywhere near as dark as the chrome tourmaline. And in the daylight, it's money green, baby. It's delicious green. It looks like something I want to eat. Kiwi Claw says, you should mine your stone like I mine money. Do you use a pickaxe for your mining? Benny Loco says, green is my favorite color. You know. A wink. Yeah. And this is one of my favorite greens. I mean, I am really into the peridot. But if I had to pick a green, it's a tough one. Because that chrome diopside's got some good color. We got more chrome diopside coming up too, so we'll be getting into that. I think I split this into 2 pieces. Because I don't remember still having this piece. Just seems like the piece in the next video. But I don't have video of me splitting it. We'll see a little better in the next video. Man, check out all these great people who've come by to say hello. And Cute Goth Girl Gamer made it. I wonder what games she'll be live streaming next. Let's look at this thing under the microscope cam, shall we? Cheers. And welcome to the show. Yes, this video is from 2018. That's over 3 years ago. And I think that's a separate piece. Anyway, let's move on to the next video, which I know is the middle video for this. I wonder if I have the video of me splitting it. Okay, it's that top piece there, so it doesn't look like it's exactly the same piece. I think that one's the one we were cutting. And then the other one is the one that we're featuring. Now that's the one that needs a little work done to it. So, let's get into cutting that piece. And showing it under the microscope cam. Ooh, do I have the footage of me splitting the gem? I do not. I should have taken footage of me splitting the gem. But I didn't, so we're working with it anyways. That's a different piece. That's some green apatite. I'm going to the phones. I should have phones. We could probably get a lot more lively content out of the show. Desktop, joke, intro, camera, program, activate, lens. Ooh, I got some of that striped obsidian. We can look at some of that. After we look at the chrome diopside. But we're also going to look at some sapphire. And the sapphire, I almost just like whipped it out and cut it. But then I was like, nah, it's too cool. We got to show it under the microscope. And we'll get into why when I get into it. So I could go a little deeper and try to work this crack out. See how it chipped out. And then we could work the crack into a smaller crack. And I was thinking about that. About going a little bit deeper with this face. But at the same time, it looks pretty good to the eye, and I try to learn how to leave well enough alone. I really wish the color would come through. It just looks so dark. It's actually a very light stone. That's one thing we need to work on, Colette, is figuring out the color situation. I think when I show flashlight on it, on the top, it might help. No? Nothing? Nada. No help. It's underlighting? Backlighting? That's a little much. Yeah, that's a lot brighter than we can deal with. Let's lower flashy lightness. We're down on the lowest possible brightness level, and it's still too bright. Not even getting the right color through it either. That's the shame. Because it's got like this one crack in it, and it's kind of like a stripe. Comes through on the video. Very nice Kelly green color. Little furry thing on the side. That's an accessory. But that's all reflection from the LEDs. Let's see if I can do it without the LEDs. Yeah, that gets you a little closer to the color of it. It's still not as vibrant as it is. I mean, this stuff, I hate to ruin it, you know? It's just so vibrant. Beautiful stuff. And most of it is nowhere near this size in terms of crystal. It's got a lot of calcium in it. As you can see me grinding out. Most of everything I got in terms of chrome diopside is not crystal. So this is like the biggest piece. The biggest piece. But it's not the big, it's the biggest piece that I've put under the grinder. But it's got some clarity to it. And it's got a nice green color. Hey, Austin made it. Hey, welcome. Lift it away from the... You know, I'm not... See, I got the light coming sideways. I got the LEDs from the top. I got low-grade production quality. And I got the best audience in the world working with what I got here. Hold on, let's get you blue, like your name. Blorp. You can change brightness on your phone flashlight. Yes. I had to go to the actual settings itself, but it's still, it's pretty bright. Almost opalish. Yeah, I almost made the feature picture, one where it's got all the sparkly showing, but I didn't. Because it didn't seem as interesting. It was close. And I really like this gem. Yep, that happens too. See how it's kind of lodged down in there? You gotta get it out of there. That's one of the reasons I took the table off, is the table actually pinches more gems than the shroud housing does. So that's the chrome diopside under the microscope cam. Fresh gem. Did that all by hand. I'm going to show the rest of that video here shortly. Kind of proud of that one. It was really hard. It did not want to shape. I'm going to show you the striped obsidian after we look at this really cool sapphire. So this is some opaque sapphire, but this is the rough crystal. This is how the crystal grows. This is the bottom of it, how it's cleaved off, busted off from the rest of the crystal. But it's got this nice, even column shape. But hold on, check this out. You're going to like this. This is the reason I can't bring myself to shape it. Is because this is the actual top of the crystal. Here. With all the triangles on it. Look at that. It's got all the little triangle formations growing and filling out to form the actual hexagonal sapphire crystal. And it would be pretty easy to make a neat little blue rock out of this thing. You know, just even it up, get rid of the pits, polish it up. It's a nice blue, very heavy stone. It's like way heavier than I would expect it to be. And I could even it out a little bit. But then I also kind of get into this difficulty with the side facet. It's actually cockeyed because the crystal goes up and it gets a little skinnier, and then it gets into the stacked triangles that go over. And so when I look at it under the mic, according to the lines on the grid, which are kind of handy right now, see how it starts out straight and then it turns? The crystal turns, so I'm like, am I going to make it a barrel shape, or am I going to even it out and keep it simple? Don't want to lose too much stone. First thing you got to do is work the problems out of it. Oh yeah, there we go. From this point in the chrome diopside video, I was trying to decide where I'm going to go with it, and it's so thin on the back side and it has so many deep problems. I thought, you know, we'd go for a triangle, but I just couldn't pull it off. It kept splitting out on me on the back side, so that's why I wound up making it the pendant shape in the corner. Also, it had more volume on the top to go up that way, but it had such a cleave pattern, like the stone itself had this cleave going through the top edge of it. Not a lot of light would come through on that top edge, so I took a lot of that junk off of there just to get more light to pass through it. And it paid off. Unfortunately, I don't have that splitting video. Gotta get that splitting video. Almost to the joke portion, but I wanted to show this striped obsidian that we got from Colette. It's more than just black obsidian glass. It's got the red striations in it. Now, it looks like it would just break right along those matte powdery rust lines, right? But this chip is actually the result of me trying to split. Like, there's an actual like hole in the stone, and I put the screwdriver right in it and smacked down repeatedly, very hard, because I didn't want to have to keep smacking it. And then after like the third or fourth smack, this chip came off, and it's just a thin little chip. I mean, that's what the outside of it looks like. It's all dusty and worn, but it's so hard that you can polish it up like glass. So we're going to actually kind of shape this one up and make it into a feature pretty soon. It's going to be neat. Thanks, Colette, for sending some rocks into the show. I missed Why'd I Buy That last week, didn't I? Somebody missed Why'd I Buy That last week. I wanted to talk about something on Why I Buy That. I don't know. What do you guys think about Why I Buy That? Is it a good part of the show? Looks like wood grain. It does kind of look petrified. The thing is, it's metal. It's rust. It's rusty. It's rustic. It's actually, I really like it. Like, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, ooh, this is pleasant. And that's really the final way to tell if a gem is good, is just to look at it and be like, do I want to eat this? And if the answer is yes, then you have yourself a gem. I have myself another video I need to play. Okay, where is the next video? Desktop, baby. Jamie made it. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming by. Hopefully you're having a great start to a great week. There we go. Okay, so now that video you were just watching was taken 3 years ago. And this is the new video. This is after the cleaved off parts have been popped loose. See how it was so loose on the backside too, and it had this deep divot. I just couldn't make it into a diamond shape. Had to go for the pendant. Thought I'd go for like a pendant where it's got a sextant where it's got 6 sides, but I stuck with the 5 side. It's simpler, and it really kind of hits. I like this gem. I'm happy with it. I'm also happy with ice cream. Do you buy ice cream? Why do you buy that? Now, this isn't the standard product shelf in the grocery store. This is a vending machine. And I felt like I had to feature this just because those of you like Jamie who have been here since the beginning of this channel, of this live stream, know that before the gems, it was called Invention Chat. And we talk about inventions. And we still do that occasionally when we have an invention to talk about. Like my bottling machine. Colette was there on my other channel when I was rigging up this bottling machine. Man, it actually works. It goes down, and then it goes up, and it splits, you know, on this splitter to trap, so it doesn't just drain right down. It splits it in half. Then after it's split, it flows up over the traps, and then these are anti-siphon tubes, so that one side doesn't siphon and pull the other side. And we actually got it to start flowing evenly. And Colette, I did some math on that. If I fill it slower, it's more accurate. If I fill it fast, it's less accurate. So there is still some level of siphon that's occurring within the mechanism under the high pressure. So at a lower pressure, or at an adjustment to the pressure in the siphon area, we should be able to lower the deviation from bottle to bottle. I think that's going to work out. Anyways, we were talking about why I buy that ice cream. And what is this ice cream vending machine, and why is it so schmancy? Why is it so cool? What is the deal with this thing? I'm going to tell you how simple this is. So it's made of basically 3 simple products that are currently out there on the market. They're being bought and sold regularly. And those 3 items are the deep freezer, the shop vac, and the claw game. Alright, take a look at the table with the ice cream bars. You got the big ice cream bars in the back, little ice cream bars on like a table behind glass, and then you got all the labels out front so you can pick which one. So the table on top is a door with a chain that opens up. So once you place your order, the door opens up. That's a deep freezer, and it's sectioned off into a grid. So there's different squares. And so once the door opens up, then the shop vac turns on. And it starts, the hose in the shop vac is run all the way up to the top and down, and it's attached to a claw game machine. It's an automated claw game machine. It's not a game. It gives you the ice cream, okay? It doesn't drop it, because instead of the claw that doesn't work, it has the end of the vacuum suction tube. And so it will claw game over to whatever you ordered and go down and vacuum suck the ice cream up and drop it out for you to eat. I thought that is such a genius. I should have got a video of it. Why didn't I get a video of it? That makes so much more sense. Then I wouldn't have to describe it, and you wouldn't have to put up with that. But I should say, I didn't actually get any ice cream from this one. I didn't know how much it was, and I think I had to put in a credit card. I don't know. It was confusing. I didn't want the ice cream that bad. I just really liked the invention. But I did try one once before. This is actually the second time I've seen this device, this vending machine. So cool. So much fun. If you get a chance, use one. First time around, must have had the price on it, and I bought whatever is chocolatiest. It's like the chocolate-coated chocolate bar with chocolate chips or something. That's the one to go with. Always with the chocolate. Or with, something fruity, like a strawberry bar, or like they've got the Bomb Pop. It's hard to go wrong with a Bomb Pop. But if I'm going to a vending machine, I don't really want a popsicle. I mean, a popsicle is basically juice. If I'm there at a vending machine, I want some candy. I want some hard to come by chocolate. I mean, frozen juice, give me something good. Give me something I don't get regularly. I won't usually buy a box of the ones that's coated with all the little white and chocolate balls, and then it's got like the marshmallow. I like one of those once in a while. It's enticing, but I don't buy a whole box full of them. Same thing with the ice cream sandwiches. I don't usually get a whole box full of ice cream sandwiches, but I'll have one once in a while, and that's what I usually go for at a vending machine. Will buy a whole box full of popsicles. Those are nice in the summer. Just saying. Gotta love that juice. Gotta love that sugar. Okay, and anyway, that's why I buy that, or why I didn't buy that this time around. I also posted on Instagram a different why I buy that product shelf. And it has to do with cell phones. And it's really, really big. But it's also going to be next week's feature, because I didn't mention it in the description. But I did post it, and I'm like, well, which one am I going to do, lanky? And that's what I called myself for some reason. There we go. Product shelf. So we will talk about prepaid phones and why I buy that next time on the why I buy that portion. Do you like mint? Yes. Kiwi Claw DHA mint chocolate chip ice cream sits very well in the old tummy pot. I do like some mint chocolate chip ice cream. It's gotta have lots of chocolate chips. Like if I get something like Breyers, and it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's like mostly mint ice cream, and there's like 2 pieces of chocolate chip on the spoon. If I get Schwann's mint chocolate chip, there's like 35,000 pieces of chocolate chip on the spoon. I mean, probably like 15 to 20 pieces of chocolate per spoonful of ice cream. Way better, way, way better. Totally go with that. And it's the same thing with the Heath ice cream, too. Hey, Mikey, he likes his ice cream. And cell phones. Do you Instagram? Yes, Colette, that's where I start. First picture goes on to Instagram, and you can see the finished gem picture without the other stuff, and you'll see a little bit closer version, and you'll see a few other swipes of it. Wonder if I can do that. I used to be able to pull up Chrome, and I can also El Droppy de Linky for my Instagrammo. Let's see if I can get this to highlight the Chrome, baby. Do it. Blink. There we are. Instagramming it up. Got 9 likes already. We got that picture with the opaliness. We got that picture, and it has the light going through it with the dark zone on the back, because I got 2 zones plus the window. And then there's me with my suit, and then there's track phone pictures. And last week it's that and that. You get twofer. And then that one we did the aventurine and the product shelf, and there's me with my hair before I cut it. But if you notice this aventurine, it's got this like crack on the back. That's the stuff that I try to hide to get the gem to look more even like that on top, and more of an even, gemmy, surfacey thingy. Welcome to the show. Thank you for stopping by. I think I don't have much in the way of jokes this week, but I do have a couple. So what I can see, we're going to go ahead and tell you all about the jokes on this week's... Not even ready for it, not even ready for it. Way not ready for it. The joke portion of the program. What do I got? 4 of them. Let's see. I think this is... So, and before I get to the jokes, I'm going to say, usually with the riddle jokes, I don't like waiting for an answer, because then I come up with an answer. And I think this is probably already a joke that's out there, but somebody asked me the first half of a joke, and I kind of came up with the second half of it. And since I don't have many jokes this week, I'm going to use it. But we'll burn it off first since it's, basically not the best. Um, let's see. Wife asks, "Have you seen the dog bowl?" And the husband said, "No, is he any good?" Just thought that was the appropriate response. This year I'm celebrating the day before my birthday because that's the last day before my age changes on the dating apps. Yeah. Sad single guy joke. A marmot was seen tunneling into a local bar claiming he wanted to go for a drink. It's probably my favorite one. And I've noticed that the price of things is going up. How am I supposed to know if I'm getting a bargain? The worst thing about inflation is that I can't win at the Price is Right anymore. And I can't win at the joke portion of the program anymore. Or, at least I win at the joke portion of the program. Thank you for coming by and checking it out. Okay, let's get back to the very last little bit of that Diopside video. That was so nice. Boom. That's really loud. Sorry about that. Audio, you're fired. I've fired myself so many times. Very, very hard stuff. Kept pushing it in there, trying to get it to grind, Man, it wouldn't grind. Gotta move it around, get that powder to wash out of the way. Finally, it did. I'm trying to get those little chips out of the edge there without making more of them. Thank you very much for coming by and checking out the joke portion of the show. You are all so fantastic. Wait, we got... Okay. Hey, Shogun made it. Cheers, Shogun 9 Hour. Thanks for coming by. You're the Shogun 9 Hour who shapes the opal, right? Man, I didn't get a chance to split that chocolate opal, but I think I'm gonna try and do that tomorrow. I really want to try and finish that chocolate opal out. It looks like a beer bottle, and there's not a lot of opalescence in it, but it is very translucent. So we're going to see, what it looks like when we facet it and kind of get it shaped into a triangle. It's nice. It's like 4 carats. Or, well, it's probably like 5.5 carats now, so it's pretty close to being done, so it should be like 4 carats when it's done. Just like all of you fantastic carat people who came by the show, you're all thousands of carats. The rarest gems. Thank you for stopping by the program. I've got no gems for next week, but hopefully either that opal or what was the other one? I'm working on a piece of garnet, so possibly those next week or the week after. Either way, I'm gonna try and be here next week and every week in the evening on Sundays. I'm trying to do the 9 p.m. Eastern thing, but the schedule. It's not it's you, You guys are fantastic. I'm going to see you next week, and have a great week. You have the power to make it so.